Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here, and this is how to use Jumpluff. Jumpluff is a nice little cotton ball that goes fast and does a lot of cool things. So it doesn't have too much on the offenses, just 55 for attack and special attacks. We're not looking for it to punch out too much damage immediately, but at least we do get a lot of speed. So that means if we're trying to do some kind of stat boosting move, there's a decent chance we're going to do it faster than our opponent. We have okay hit points, defenses, and all that, but if we go for support, we try to boost on defenses, we can at least make it work out just a bit. However, with that grass flying typing, we are looking at a fairly susceptible typing. Rock, fire, ice, flying, poison, all these are fairly common, so it is going to be fairly difficult to deal with those super effective hits, and you don't get too many resistances in the trade-off, but Jumpluff is indeed still very usable as a crazy support Pokemon, and we can check that out in Pokemon Showdown, because it has a lot of really cool things that piece together. So the speed is really going to help with setup. On top of that, it gets Rage Powder, Leech Seed, Cotton Guard, and Synthesis. And that's just a lot to work with right there, as well as the Infiltrator ability. So if your opponent is trying to set up Substitute, you can still hit them through with the Leech Seed. And Rage Powder is going to show that this is a double battle set. So what you want to do is you want to just try to absorb as many statuses, as many damages, whatever can hit Jumpluff. You just try to absorb that to let your ally set up, and since you're fast, you can kind of change it out from there. So Rage Powder does have priority, which means you are going to be using it before any other move, and then after that, now you have speed, so it's like, okay, you take a hit, Citrus Berry heals you back up a bit, you can throw out the Leech Seed, you can throw out a Cotton Guard. If they have mostly physical Pokemon, Cotton Guard is going to give you 2.5 times more defenses, making you even harder to knock out, and you also have Synthesis. So the idea is you have a quick heal, you have a quick setup, and then you can also get very tanky while absorbing a lot of hits that are going onto your power Pokemon. Pairing this with any kind of Mega or a Heavy Sweeper is going to work out really well, and it's just going to be fairly frustrating to deal with while also breaking down their setup. One way of looking at it is it's pretty much a Whimsicott that gets Rage Powder. Those are the similarities there, because Whimsicott also has access to Infiltrator, but, you know, Jumpluff doesn't have Pranksters, so there are a couple of differences, but that's kind of one of the best comparisons I can make. You want to be fast, you want to be somewhat tanky, and you want to disrupt like a boss. Jumpluff also has some other things that it can use. This isn't necessarily a moveset on its own, but there are pieces that you can incorporate into your other moveset, that if you're not really too worried about statting up with the Cotton Guard, you can put down Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder only has 75% accuracy, but it's better than Hypnosis, and it's a decent chance to put your opponent to sleep. So you can be quick, put your opponent to sleep, and then start absorbing hits on the following turns. Encore, that also locks your opponent down pretty well. Helping Hand is going to boost your Sweeper, and Toxic is going to go for that burn on the poison, and now they're going to be taking a lot of damage at the end of the turn. So that's pretty much what Jumpluff is going to want to do. You can also run a Focus Sash if you're anticipating that you're just going to take like a huge ice hit, or you're just going to take a super effective hit. You can still Rage Powder, endure that super, and then that might just be enough to help out your super crazy sweeper Pokemon. And even then, you can still follow up with the Synthesis. You can still follow up with some kind of supporting move that will at least make it linger. Like if you use Leech Seed and then Faint, that Pokemon's still seeded, so the new Pokemon you bring in is going to be receiving the benefits of Leech Seed. Food for thought. So yeah, this is Jumpluff. I hope I didn't screw it up, because, I mean, I've seen this Pokemon do a lot of work that I've seen on streams, I've seen battles. I think we had a Fan Fridays that had a Jumpluff, maybe even 2 or so. And what it does a lot more than it seems. That these might just seem like some kind of supportive sets, but the work that Jumpluff puts in, I cannot stress enough that this is legitimately a fairly strong Pokemon, that it can do a lot of shutdown, and if your opponent isn't ready for it, well, that Rage Powder can catch them off guard. Now they're seated, now Cotton Guard's going to stat up above them, and it's pretty much over from there. Now, looking at an offensive Jumpluff idea, it's possible. It's just really hard, because you get like that 5 move slot syndrome with this guy for sure. That Cotton Guard and Amnesia, it gets Cotton Guard and Amnesia while having some speed. So that means with those hit point investments, you know, oh, Cotton Guard, now let's just get 2.5 times on that defense. Not bad. Amnesia is going to double your defense on that, or double your special defense on that first usage. We're looking at a Pokemon that can get really tanky really quick, but to follow up from it, fairly hard. You could have like Leech Seed, Giga Drain. Problem is, that means you get walled out by Sap Sipper Pokemon, and you just get heavy resisted by Pokemon that resist grass really well, and there are quite a few of them. Pokemon like Venusaur and Ferrothorn, you're not going to be doing any damage to them if you have Giga Drain. So I was thinking Infestation. Infestation is at least % target burn, and, you know, you infest them, they can't leave, then you Leech Seed them, you start getting some health back, and hopefully you're too tanky to knock out. The main problem here that you might notice is that there isn't any hard sustain as well. That we can't put Synthesis on here. That would be like an excellent 5th move idea, because now you're getting health from Leech Seed, now you're getting health from Synthesis, now you're getting to an unkillable state. But this, you know, if you take a very strong hit, even if you're set up with Cotton Guards and Amnesia, after Leech Seed and Leftovers, you might be breaking even on health, or you might be losing just a little health, even if they are a very strong Pokemon or you're getting hit super effectively. So it's very risky. But if somehow you're at +3 at Conguard, +4 in Amnesias, maybe Leftovers and Leech Seed is enough to heal back all the health that you took from your opponent. Then you use Infestation and just do a little bit more damage to them on every turn. And that's kind of what we have for Jumpluff. Again, it cannot be stressed that this Pokemon does make an impact in doubles, and it can be fairly interesting, just a huge tank in singles. It does have some risk, but a lot of Pokemon do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that's how you use Jumpluff and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and I hope you all have a nice day.